Alright guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Blaziken. Now, I'm sure you guys already know that because, you clicked on the video so you could watch a Blaziken set. But let me tell you why we're doing Blaziken. As you guys hopefully already know, tonight is the midnight release of Orist. And what better way to kick it off than to do my personal favorite Hoenn starter. He's my personal favorite starter in general, but don't tell Charizard that. He might be upset. Without further ado, we're gonna jump in. Man, I'm excited about the midnight release tonight. Sure you guys are hyped too. So let's go ahead and jump into his moveset. We're going to be doing a couple Blaziken sets today. He doesn't do a whole lot of different things, but we're going to be taking a look at a couple different sets. So before we get into the EVs, we're just going to go ahead and change his I don't even know what this is and why it's there. Change the speed boost, because everyone knows speed boost Blaziken is broken, and Ubers, and even more broken, because it's amazing. So, I'm going to go ahead and get into the EVs. We're going to be maxing his speed, and we're going to be maxing his attack. We're going to throw that little extra in HP, unless you want to do your defensive choice, that's an option. We're going to change his nature to this one. We're going to go Jolly. I don't think Adamant's really an option on this one particularly, but the other one for sure. So, let me explain what this Blaziken is. This Blaziken's going to be focused mainly on the Baton Passing. I don't use Blaziken as a Baton Passer because he's got too good of an attack stat to ignore it, but with speed boost and access to stuff like Sword Stance, he is a fairly good Baton Passer. So we're gonna be doing a set. So I'm gonna jump into it. You're probably gonna be running Protect because as always with speed boost you can get in a Protect and first turn Protect or whatever, and what it's gonna let you do is it's gonna let you get that free speed boost. So if you're protecting, you don't have to worry about anything. You get that free speed boost, and then hopefully next turn, whatever you're going up against, if you weren't already able to outspeed it, you're gonna be able to outspeed it there. Plus, as this is primarily a Baton Passer, it's gonna be helping you get off your stat boost, so that way you can Baton Pass it to someone who needs it. So, Baton Pass is obviously an option there. And honestly, you can probably want at least one attacking move on him. So either go with Flare Blitz, or you could go with one of his fighting options, but like maybe high jump kick or low kick, but I'd probably stick with Flare Blitz, honestly, because it provides a bit more coverage, I believe, and high jump kick hurts if you miss. Keep that in mind. And a low kick doesn't have too many drawbacks, but I can go with Flare Blitz, honestly, because it's his strongest option, really, apart from high jump kick that you don't want to miss. So I think Flare Blitz would be his best choice if you're just going with one attacking move, because his last slot doesn't really have room for an attacking move. So the choices you got for his last slot are basically a few different, support-ish moves. You got Sword Stance as always, and that's gonna help you, Baton Pass that Swords Dance onto someone else. Swords Dance is great because a lot of the times they might predict you to use a protect, so they just don't even bother attacking and they use their turn to maybe switch or set something up instead. So you can bluff a protect, you say first turn maybe, because a lot of people expect you to protect first turn, and instead you can Swords Dance, and then next turn after you've already Swords Danced, then you're free to use a protect if you want. So that's 2 free speed boost, plus a Swords Dance you got off. You know, you're all ready to go ahead and Baton Pass if you want, or you can keep racking up some more speed boost if you need to. I don't recommend staying in too long since your Baton Passer, get your boost and then get out. But, you know, Swords Dance is definitely an option to bluff protect or something. If they give you a free turn, take it. Swords Dance. So, as far as his other options go, he gets like Substitute, which is gonna, you know, Substitute will help you rack up even more speed boosts because, you know, you'll be safe behind a Substitute and, you know, they'll have to kill that to get to you. So you can just chill getting off your speed boosts and even hitting them back with a Flare Blitz if you need to. And as far as his last option goes, I'd say Roar is not a bad option because, you know, if you're against something that you don't want to be against, but at the same time, you're not, you don't want to just switch out and, you know, waste all your boost you racked up or something. You can just roar them out and continue to get more boost, and, you know, if they really want that guy out, they're going to have to switch him back in. Otherwise, they're going to have to deal with whatever they got switched out with Roar. So, you know, it helps disrupt your enemy, and, you know, it can let you get off a couple more boosts along with helping you just stay in to get boost because, Blaziken, you're going to be outspeeding a lot of things, so you'll most likely be able to roar them out before they're able to do something, especially if you got a couple speed boost off already. So, Roar's another option there. As for the item on this Blaziken, I'd probably just go with lefties because he's not the offensive variant, so you're not going to really want a Life Orb, you're not going to really want to Mega Evolve him, so I think lefties is his best choice. I don't really see any other option as far as items go there. Yeah, I think that's his best choice. So, honestly, this does it for this Blaziken set. So we're gonna move on to the more offensive variant of Blaziken, which is honestly my personal preference because I feel like that attack stat, you know, it's certainly, you know, good. You can't waste it, and it's not entirely wasted on Baton Pass, and Baton Pass Blaziken does his job, and he does it well, but there's a lot of other Baton Passers out there too, so I just prefer offensive. It's just me. It's just me. So, as always, speed boost, best ability. So, we're going to do the same thing as far as EV spread goes here. We're going to max speed, we're going to max attack, throw it in HP or whatever defense you want to do. But as for this one's nature, you have the choice between either Adamant or Jolly. And the way I see it here is if you're going to go with Life Orb Blaziken, you probably want to run Jolly. But if you're going to go with Mega Blaziken, you probably don't need the Jolly, and you can probably just go with Adamant because Adamant Nature is going to allow you to OHKO a couple extra things, and that's going to be useful. So, you know, personally, I think if you're going Mega, I'd go Adamant, and if you're going Jolly, use a Life Orb. That's it could probably work either way. You could probably use Adamant on Life Orb if you really wanted to, or Jolly on a Mega if you really wanted to, but I just think, you don't need Jolly on a Mega. Where a Life Orb would appreciate the extra speed, the Mega, he gets such a boost to speed, he's like, yeah, I don't really need it. So, it's whatever. Whatever you're doing. So, and like I said, I guess for, the item, before you jump to the moveset, you either run Life Orb or you run Blaziken. Blaziken, there it is. Just whatever you want. Keep in mind, Mega Blaziken, I believe he's actually technically weaker than a Life Orb Blaziken, but he definitely certainly has more speed, that's for sure. Life Orb Blaziken, he's gonna be alright after a few speed boosts, but Mega Blaziken starts out with more speed. Plus Mega Blaziken just looks cool, but I think the difference in attack isn't too much, so it's not gonna matter a whole lot, but it is gonna matter. So keep in mind, I do think Life Orb Blaziken actually does get a higher attack after the 30% boost he gets from Life Orb. It just, takes that recoil damage from Life Orb. So that's another thing to consider. If you don't want to be taking Life Orb recoil, then Blazikenite's a very good alternative. The same goes for if you don't want to waste your Mega slot. Life Orb's a alternative. So, you can run it either way. Both ways are good. So, we can jump into moveset. He's got speed boost, so Protect's gonna be taking up a slot. It gets you a free speed boost. I can't really argue against it. We'll come back to that later, because, you do have some other options in that slot, but, Protect's gonna be your safest bet. As far as his, stab moves, we're going to be going with Flare Blitz, of course, because that's his, the best fire physical move. And as far as his fighting stab, you're going to be going with either High Jump Kick if you're feeling a little risky, because if you miss High Jump Kick, 50% of your HP is gone. You take tons of recoil from missing. So keep that in mind. It's got a 90% accuracy, so it doesn't miss all the time, but it's gonna happen from time to time, so keep that in mind. As far as your other fighting option goes, is you got Low Kick. Low Kick, it does more damage depending on how heavy the opponent is. So while Low Kick's gonna be a bit safer, and because you're not gonna be losing half your HP in case you actually accidentally miss, it's also less consistent. Okay, my headset cut out there, sorry about that. It's less consistent compared to High Jump Kick, because High Jump Kick does that consistent base 130 damage, where Low Kick's damage changes depending on how heavy the target is. So it's things to keep in mind when choosing your fighting stab. If you want my personal preference, I prefer high jump kick because I like to live life on the edge. But, you know, low kick's an option. And as far as the last slide goes, this is where you get quite a bit of options here. You have the choice of, say, sword stance to, same thing as on the other set. Bluff a protect and get a free sword stance. It's certainly good. You also got the option of another attacking move, say Stone Edge. Stone Edge is great coverage. It's certainly a good move. Blaziken even learns Brave Bird. I don't necessarily recommend Brave Bird because I'm not sure what it helps against exactly that he needed coverage against, but he learns Brave Bird. Let's see. Flying's good on what? Bug and grass. Maybe some other things. And fire takes care of bug and grass particularly, so Brave Birds, you're not going to be getting a whole lot, so I don't recommend it, but I thought I should make note of it as an option because it's Brave Bird. It's, base 120 flying type move, physical. Pretty sure it's the strongest physical flying type move apart from Sky Attack. And another option I think would, Earthquake would be an option here because, Earthquake can provide some decent coverage. Let's see, what would that provide it on? Maybe you don't need Earthquake. I don't know, it couldn't hurt, that's for sure. Take care of electrics, I guess, because, steel, rock are already taken care of by high jump kick. It takes care of rock and steel, and flare blitz takes care of steel, so I don't know. Maybe Earthquake's not a great choice. My favorite choice is honestly Sword Stance because that bluffing that protect, it comes in very handy. Very handy. Let's see. Oh, it's another option I just thought of. I think he gets knockoff. He does get knockoff. Knockoff, as I've explained in multiple times, in multiple videos of multiple Pokemon that make use of knockoff, it's an amazing move. It knocks off their item. It gets a 1.5 boost if they're holding an item. Every Pokemon in competitive play should be holding an item unless they've already used it. Say they've already consumed their citrus berry or whatever. And it's base 165, which isn't, amazing. It's not bad, but it's not amazing. But when you consider it basically guarantees gets that 1.5 boost, then you're talking about some pretty good damage there. And it's physical. Blaziken's a physical attacker, so you're talking about some pretty good damage there. And it knocks off their item, which is great utility. So that's certainly a good option to keep in mind. And honestly, I suppose if you don't want to run Sword Stance in this slot here, you could probably replace Protect with Sword Stance. Now keep in mind, this is really risky because it requires your opponent to predict that you're going to use Protect. in order for this sword stance to actually be successful. So, I mean, if you're playing against an experienced player, most of the time they will predict that you're going to use a protect, unless they predict that you predict that they predict that you're going to use protect, and so they predict that you're not going to use protect because they predicted your prediction and they don't assume you're using protect. And I know that was all very confusing. Competitive play often gets very confusing when you're predicting the predictions of the prediction, and then you're confused as to what you're supposed to do at that point, because you're like, if I predict that, whatever, I'm gonna stop rambling. But, it can get confusing sometimes. So anyways, back to sword stance instead of protect in this slot. The point is, you can get a sword stance by bluffing you're gonna use a protect, because a lot of people assume you're gonna use protect. However, this makes it where you don't actually have protect. So if you need the protect, you're not gonna have it. And if you try and bluff or whatever and they don't fall for it and they don't predict you're going to use protect, then your entire strategy just went out the window, and you're going to sword stance and they're going to maybe Oko you, because Blaziken's not a very bulky Pokemon. His defenses could be worse, but he's not bulky. He's not going to take any hits well, so keep that in mind. And honestly, that does it for Blaziken. Good old Blaziken over here. He'd be coming through. He's a real he can be a real team player with that Baton Pass set, or he can just be a really nice sweeper with this set. So as always, thanks for watching. Tell me what you'd like to see me do next in the comments. I'm gonna be trying to do some more of the new megas from Oris when that comes out, and I've got a chance to use them and get used to how they play or whatever. But until then, just comment on what you'd like to see me do next. I don't have anything against any Pokemon, so I mean, I'll do it. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike, or whatever that thumbs down. Yeah, it's a dislike. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to see when my new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys later. Next time, I'll be the proud owner of a Alpha Sapphire. So, catch you guys later. Bye.